Okay, I'm back, fam. Good afternoon. It's your girl, Miss Diva Trucker. Give me 1 minute to make sure that it's clear and okay. Give me a minute. I just stopped driving, so I'm back. Hey, highway exec, what's going on with you? Um, I am back, and I wanted to, let's see. Oh, okay, that's good. I shut down. And let's see, tonight's video, y'all, I wanted to talk about tonight's video. I have a lot of like comments or questions about, let's see. Oh yeah, I'm much cool, calm, and collected. No, I just hate I got myself in a situation. But sometimes you don't realize what you getting yourself into. Um while it's happening, you like, I was in shock, so I was like, I didn't believe what was going on between in front of me. So I just reacted. I didn't think about it, I just reacted. So, but yeah, it's over with and done with. And it's just that it was two people was having an altercation, and it just happened in front of me. And I was like, if I was like any other place, like at a truck stop or whatever, it wouldn't bother me. I would just been like, kind of minding my business. But it happened right in front of me, like it was like right there, like this girl clothes is all over the parking lot right there. So, but other than that, y'all, what I wanted to come and talk to you about, this was a topic that was brought up, and I wanted a lot of people to understand, with having policies, with companies having policies of same sex trainers. Okay, so a lot of you were saying that we ought to get the rules changed, and women should only train women and men should only train men and things like that, and it would be better. In actuality, it's against the law. You can't do that. You can't just put a policy in place for women to be training women and men to be training men. Okay, the EEOC really frowns upon that. It's discriminatory, and also it violates your civil rights. Okay, so where do I get that information from? Right now, the EEOC is asking for companies that are doing that, okay, because they're saying that it is against the law to do that, and you will be responsible to pay a big fine if they catch companies putting policies in effect of women only training women and men only training men. Where do I get this information from? If you go to the U.S. Equal Opportunity Commission, the EEOC, if you go to their website, it's a big lawsuit. If y'all do not remember, I'll show it to you. Okay. It's a big lawsuit right here. Right? Can you see that? That's right. That's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to talk about, IKEA. We're going to talk about it. Okay. So the reason it's against the law, Prime Inc. in May 2016, a lot of you all may not remember this, but Prime Inc. had to pay over $3 million after court ruled it was used discriminatory hiring practices. And what they was doing was they implemented a policy called Trucking Giant Same-Sex Trainer Policy, kept women drivers out of jobs. Federal agency charged. Okay, so the federal agency said that Prime Inc. had to pay $3 million because of discriminatory practices. Okay, let me read you this article, and if you would like to read it yourself, you can find it at the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Okay, and they're after other companies. Okay, so they're looking at this issue again because a lot of people or companies think that they could put this policy in place for women only training women, men only training men, and they can't do that. So now what's getting ready to happen is they're trying to start legislation to change the law. Okay, so they're going to have some people testifying in their behalf saying or going towards the EEOC to try to change the law to get it where women can train women, men can train same-sex training. Okay. New Prime Trucking Inc., one of the nation's largest trucking companies, will pay over $3.1 million. They have already paid this because this was in 2016, and will make job offers to women who were victims of the company's unlawful discriminatory hiring policy. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission Equal Opportunity Commission announced today. The payments follow an earlier court order finding that the company violated federal law by discriminating against female truck driver applicants when it required that they be trained only by female trainers. Okay. According to the court prior order, the company, which does business as Prime Inc., violated Title 7 of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 by engaging in a pattern or practice of discrimination when it denied employment opportunities to women through its same-sex trainer policy. Prime adopted its policy in 2004 after it was found in a previous EEOC lawsuit to have violated based upon sexual harassment of one of its female driver trainees. EEOC filed the present suit against Prime in September 2011. So when they're doing lawsuits and things like that, y'all, it doesn't happen overnight. They implement the policy in 2004. They took the lawsuit in September 2011, and they did not get a verdict until May 2016. So it takes a while to get these cases won, okay? And it's caught up in the system for a long period of time. Based on discrimination charge filed by Deanna Roberts Klaus, because Prime had very few female trainers, its same-sex trainer policy forced female trainees to wait extended periods of time, sometimes up to 18 months, for a female trainer to become available, which resulted in most female driver trainees being denied employment. Male applicants were promptly assigned to male trainers. Prime ceased using its same-sex trainer policy, so they say, in 2013 as a result of the agency's suit. Okay, now the EEOC doesn't believe that this is happening, so they're coming back. Okay, and they're coming back not just for Prime, they're coming back for any other company that is implementing this policy of same-sex training. Okay, after the court's order on liability, Prime agreed to pay $250,000 to Klaus. So this is the lady that brought the lawsuit, to resolve her claims. Last month, Prime agreed via consent decree to pay $2.8 million in lost wages and damages for 63 other women who were denied job opportunities. The EEOC was unable to determine the precise number or identities of all women affected by the Prime's unlawful policy because, as the court found, Prime failed to preserve a list of women who were put on the waiting list and cooperate in identifying women impacted by the policy. So there was a possibility that you could have been affected by this and then would have been able to be in a lawsuit and won the lawsuit, but they didn't keep a list of names of the people that was sent home to have to wait for a trainer. So sometimes you could be a part of a class action lawsuit, not even realize it, and you are supposed to get money from that lawsuit, but don't get money from the lawsuit because they didn't nobody tell you about it, but you happen to be a part of it. EEOC, because they didn't tell them. The order on liability and consent decree was entered in the U.S. Department Court for the Western District of Missouri Missouri EEOC versus New Prime Inc. On May the 27th, the court permanently enjoined Prime from discriminating against applicants or employees on the basis of sex and ordered that Prime shall not implement a same-sex trainer policy or practice that creates barriers to the entry or advancement of female driver applicants or employees. The court's order will ensure the company does not adopt a same-sex trainer policy. Again, the court had also ordered Prime to give priority hiring, considering to the class members and make them immediately eligible for benefits without a waiting period. So they're saying after you get hired and you being sent home to wait on a trainer, you're supposed to get the first trainer that's available. Unless you request to have, I guess, a female. I don't even know if you can request now to have a female or male trainer. But you're supposed to be eligible for benefits from the time that you was hired on instead of when you get on the truck. I am pleased by the latest settlement in a series of the EEOC cases to address hiring barriers for women in the workplace, said EEOC General Counsel David Lopez. Women who were denied jobs will now be compensated and have the opportunity to be hired. Regional Attorney EEOC said when women break into male-dominated fields, they are often trained by men. We should not expect that these women will be sexually harassed. It is disrespectful to men everywhere to assume that they will harass women if they work together in close quarters. Rather, employers have the responsibility to adopt strict anti-harassment policies and practices to enforce them so that all employees, regardless of sex, can work and succeed together. Being a male or female is not relevant to whether a person can be a good truck driver. While the trucking industry was desperately looking for drivers, Prime locked women out of their workforce rather than, is that my GPS? Rather than desperately looking for drivers, Prime lock women out of their workforce rather than focus on its efforts on preventing sexual harassment. Moving forward, we hope that Prime will respect the court's injunction and provide equal opportunities to all applicants without respect to sex. According to the company's information, Prime is one of the largest refrigerator companies, flatbed and tanker carriers. It is based out of Springfield, Missouri, employs over 2,000 persons. Prime provides truck freight services to customers in Mexico, United States, and Canada. Eliminating barriers in recruitment and hiring, especially class-based recruitment and hiring practices, and discriminate against racial, ethnic, and religious groups, older workers, women, and people with disabilities is one of the 6 national priorities identified by the EEOC's Strategic Enforcement Plan. Okay, so why is this coming up again? Because they are trying to have legislation on changing the law. Okay, changing the law to where men can train, women can train women, men can train men. Okay, so but the law as it is right now states that you cannot have a policy on that fact, on women training women, men training men. Okay, the law states that you can't do that. So now the EEOC is really going after trucking companies who have put that policy in place. Okay, they're saying that it is discriminatory and also it violates your civil rights. Okay, the problem is not with the problem needs to be based on early education on harassment, what you can do and what not to do, and then when these situations happen, to use disciplinary action or what kind of ever action to stop it from happening. Not be able to just say that we're just going to separate people from training with other people because it's an issue. The issue can be dealt with other ways. Let me see. So what are your thoughts about it? Give me 1 second. Let me just go back through. What happened? Combat now. Prime has a contract for same sex up to the trainee. If they decide to, it's up to the trainee. If they decide the difference, they can sign it. It's almost started a problem with us online here about, because something could happen to me. You got to be careful what you say, because something could happen to you. No, not involved. Let's see. Most women are not good trainers at FFE, and messing up. They need to make some serious changes. But yeah, it was just that I was seeing comments in like some of the videos and things like that, that, you know, we really should have a policy on women training women and men training men. But I just wanted to bring you the information that in 2016, you can't do that. You can't have a policy that that states that women can only be trained by women or men can only be trained by men. Okay, so that's to answer your question about why women don't just train with women and men train with men. All right, the next thing that is going on is I haven't been too much in the trucking news or whatever the case may be. I haven't found out about what's going on as far as the trucking news. I am trying to get ready for GATS. GATS is going to be August the 22nd through I think the 25th. We will be down there at GATS. The Real Women in Trucking will be doing a membership drive to get women to talk about what the Real Women in Trucking do. They're going to have some Trailblazer awards down there for different people, and also there are going to be some past winners or past nominees down there as well. So if you're able to attend that or stop by at GATS, please do so. So you'll be able to meet some of the women that are a part of the Real Women in Trucking. Also, let's see what else. I will also be down there as well with Trucker Tools again. So there will be a stage there. We have 2 different times this time. So we're going to be there. I will tell you more in detail. I got an email about it, but I will tell you more in detail. I will be there in 2 separate things. So they're going to have 2 separate meetings. So I'll give you more information on that. Have anybody got a chance to download Trucker Tools or to find out what it's about, or if it's a good app? Do you think, have you got a chance to please leave a comment on what you think about the app, what you like about it, what you don't like about it? We need that feedback so we will know, you know, what kind of changes or what concerns that drivers are having with the app. There's a lot of brokers in there as well. You could set it up to, you know, however you like to run. They do show that the Book It Now, so you can see the price of the rates, what the load is going for. So it's a lot of good things that's on there, not just to use it as a load board, but you can also use it to find, you know, your fuel, the routing, the scales, the parking. You know, it's a lot of things in there that you could use it for, but we do need your feedback to know what you would like to see in the app, and also what changes that can be made. So, you know, good or bad feedback is needed so they can make changes on you liking the app or not. Okay. Let's see. Lost me for a minute. Am I okay now? Oh, okay. But other than that, that's it. That's all that's coming up. It's June. On end of June, we got July. I'm going to Alabama to deliver my load tomorrow. So I don't know when I'm gonna pick up my student. I guess they're gonna route me up to the yard after tomorrow so we can get started and get on the road. But yeah, y'all, I didn't think to be that I was gonna be let's see, it might be my no, I did one a little bit earlier, but I had stopped it because I had to move. I was in like I didn't want nobody to hit my truck, so I just moved down the street a little bit to make sure that I was out the way of everybody. But other than that, that's it. Do you have any questions for me or anything before I go to bed? But yeah, we're gonna be at GATS. Hopefully the Real Women in Trucking. I'm gonna try to get an Airbnb like we did in Lancaster, to stay together, so we'll be able to go and do the membership and all that kind of stuff. I got to get y'all the prices of what the membership is, and but we'll be signing up people to join the Real Women in Trucking if you're interested in doing that. They help out with if you have any issues, any problems in the industry, especially being a new driver. They got a lot of experienced drivers. Also work closely with Road Pro family of brands, and there's a lot of other things. Hard time, let me see. I'm having a hard time choosing what my next move is in trucking, company, going solo, and team. I have all my endorsements. I love OTR. When you say that you're having a hard time choosing what your next move is, do you have somebody going solo to team? Are you just starting out as a driver? How much would you... Oh, we got people that want to be funny. That's good. Let me see. What are your top what COS you suggest? I'm not understanding. I graduated trucking college degree 28. Do you have a teammate? I wouldn't go out with a total stranger. If you could run solo, that's where you're gonna get your best experience, is to get out here and do it yourself and make sure that you are okay. But hey, Sharon, team, but I wouldn't team unless it's somebody that or if it's your spouse or anything like that. If you love running OTR, I work in the music industry, so I started working for film that produces NFL as contractor. If you like running OTR, I would continue to run OTR, but I wouldn't get on a truck with somebody that I didn't know, to run team with them. If it's established team, that's different. But other than that, y'all, I just wanted to come and give you that little tidbit and see what you think. Thank you, Rosalind. But that's all. I'm just trying to make a change. It needs to be a change as far as females coming out here in the industry. And the change starts with us. Nobody can do it. And the thing about lawsuits and things like that, y'all know my stand on, lawsuits and things like that. I just feel like, just like the lady that brought the lawsuit about same-sex training, she got $250,000. Okay, that's not a lot of money when companies are paying out $3.1 million. Okay, so and then probably half of that got to go to the lawyer that represent her. So it's not like a lot of money that you could go home and retire. It's just it will be a better situation for everybody if we just get together and change the rules or come up with some standards and better practices of how how we do things out here. Everybody comes to the table, talk it out, and make policy changes to benefit everyone. And then when you have these issues that come up, especially like harassment and discrimination and all that kind of stuff, when you have those things that come up, deal with the issue. Don't be afraid to deal with the issue. Stop trying to sweep it under the rug. Like, don't don't sweep it under the rug. Deal with the issue, deal with the problem. If you have something that goes on, just look over it and not help out on the situation. It's an uphill struggle, it's an uphill battle. You got to pick and choose the things that you want to, whatever. But as far as these lawsuits are concerned, nobody really wins. Eventually the driver's going to pay for it anyway, because that's how they run their company. The drivers are the one that makes the money. So when the company gets sued, the drivers are the one that's paying out the money. It's going to come from somewhere. They just ain't going to just get it out the sky. So they're going to be pinching from everywhere. So I would rather people have driver advisory boards at their companies, that you meet quarterly, that you're able to discuss issues and problems and things that you're having at the company and be able to resolve those things. It takes a team. Let me see. But other than that, y'all, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. It's late and I'm about to go to bed, but I will look and see what's going on. I want to see, y'all, I don't know, where's my laptop? Something happened, and I think I saw something where a person passed away in a truck, and it happened to be a Facebook friend of mine that I've had several conversations with. But before I speak on it, I want to understand what happened and make sure that I'm not telling you hearsay of the situation, because I really haven't been able to look at it. I just seen it like on Facebook earlier today, and does Trucker Tools help you with selecting COS to work with? I'm not understanding what COS. What customer? Are you trying to say customer to work with? But it's another person that was found dead in their truck, but I don't know what the situation is. So before I speak on it, let me find out. Company, do they help you with, Trucker Tools help you with selecting companies to work with? When you say companies, do you mean brokers? Because in Truckers Tools there are brokers, but they don't help you get like a trucking job. That's not what they do. It's like a load board, but there's brokers set up in the load board for you to pick your loads. So, but no, they don't help with like trucking companies for you to get a job or anything like that. Let me see. But I saw that, and I just don't want to speak on it as of yet until I find out what happened, what the circumstances were. But other than that, y'all, I'm on my way to Alabama. Just wanted to give you that tidbit information. Those are the things that I talk about now, things that are happening in the industry. Passed and it's under. They said she passing. No, this is somebody else. This is somebody that recently. It's a male. It's a male that was. Hey, meant to be trucking. How are you? It's a male. They said that he was found dead in his truck in Atlanta, but I don't know if it's what the circumstances. The circumstances was. Um, I know, girl. You know, I sit back, and the girl didn't even give me my pillowcases back, girl. Child, she done got my pillowcases, child. But you know, sometimes you can find yourself in one way to Texas. I'm going to Alabama. But you sometimes don't know what you would do in a situation until a situation happens. And like earlier, it just made me so mad because I got so emotional about it, because it's like, this is something y'all don't have to do, you know? It's just, I just hate it for you. Like, I don't know what the situation was. I don't know if she did something to him or he did something to her or whatever the case may be. I didn't even think about it like that. I just was like, oh my God, I can't believe that this is like happening right here in front of the door of a receiver. That was just crazy. Like, we're not thinking here at all. Um, yeah, it's just it was just crazy. I don't know. I left. It is what it is, and you move on. You know, you start your day thinking it's going to be one way, and it ends up being something else is going on. And you always got to be prepared for everything. You know, it could have went so many different ways. I could have put myself in a situation. I realized that. But when you going through something at the time and things are happening so quickly, you just you acting off of emotions. You're not all I was thinking about was just trying to, diffuse the situation and not have a woman abused by her man in the truck, weeks beaten and left for death. And because he was crossing state lines, police wouldn't arrest him. Yeah, I would. When I get mad, I my voice get loud, and I be cursing and going off, and I be stressed out, and it's like, after all that, I was like, I had a headache, and I'm like, man, why I get myself so upset? But it's not like you plan on it. It ain't like that you plan on putting yourself in a situation. It just happened. I was just in shock, like, what's going on? And then I was afraid of I don't know, you know. My only thought was to try to de-escalate the situation in some kind of way, and the best way I felt like it was to de-escalate it is to get them apart, put her over here, you go to your corner, you stay over there in your corner, let me talk to you for a minute, and let me talk to you for a minute. You don't think about I don't think about at the time, I don't think about the dangers of what could have happened. I'm just like, when you in it, you just like, I didn't feel like I was in any kind of jeopardy. I didn't feel like I was in any kind of jeopardy, that my life was threatened or anything like that. I just thought it was a disagreement that people just needed to take a breath and, just figure it out. You know, this is stressful. It could have been anything. It could have been, you don't have no miles, or you don't she had brain damage, so you don't know a few seconds what's going on. Yeah, I do, but you got to use your better judgment, and my judgment told me that just get them apart for a minute. I didn't feel like it was a situation that it would may have been life or death. I just think that it was a disagreement that they may have had, and they just needed to take a break and get themselves together. You know, I'm sure they thinking about it now. You know, I wouldn't have let her get back on a truck and he was cussing and all in her face and calling her all kinds of names. He wasn't doing all that. He wasn't doing all that. It wasn't like, real. So he wasn't doing all that. He was just, and he wasn't disrespectful. He wasn't let me see. No, I mean, I asked her, did she need my help? Because if she said no, mind your business, this ain't got nothing to do with you, I got this, I would have kept walking. Okay. I mean, she wasn't no little girl, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't nobody that looked like, I don't know, but it was just that when she said I said, do you need help? Do you want me to help you? And when she said yes, then that's when I was like, let's get your clothes up off the ground, go get in my truck. It was just a separation issue. Me and him, we weren't going back at it. I wasn't, arguing with him or anything. My thing was just to pull them apart at the time, and let her catch her breath, let him catch his breath, and when everybody calmed down, then we visit the situation. But it is what it is. So I hope I did the right thing, but I don't think that it needed to, you know, go anywhere else. Yeah, it is. Sex trafficking is a real situation out here. Um, but like I said, I did not. Um, I just thought it was a disagreement. I'm not gonna um, blow it out or minimize it. It's just what I saw. That's all it was. So at the end of the day, if I just got them apart so that they can calm down and come back to their senses and whatever, you know, that's what it is. But other than that, y'all, I got to go. It's getting late. Peace, love, joy, and happiness. And I will come back and talk to you about some other things that may be going on, but look out for that. They may be looking for people to talk to. The EOC may be looking for people to talk to about how you feel about same-sex trainees. But other than that, y'all, peace, love, joy, and happiness, and y'all have a wonderful and blessed night.